Good morning, children. I hope you all are at good health and doing your studies. So, children, this is our session 3 of chapter 5. In this session, we will see the ending part, that is part 3 of our story. Okay, children? So let's begin. Now, children, let's see activity 7. Let's find out what really happened. Read the rest of the story silently. Young David and Goliath, part 3. Then David took his bag of smooth, round stones and his sling. He stood in front of the king's army and called the giant. When Goliath heard David, his cruel eyes grew as red as fire. Goliath angrily spoke, "Israel has sent a boy to fight against me. I will cut off his head and give his body to the wild beasts." David was not afraid. He prayed quietly and then he replied, "I am only a boy, but I will kill you and give your body to the wild beast." When Goliath heard these words, he ran towards David to kill him. But David took a stone from his bag and put it in his sling. He whirled his sling above the head and the stone flew in the air. It hit between the eyes of Goliath and he fell on the ground with a loud cry. David ran and took the giant's sword and cut off his head with it. David brought the giant's head and put it at the king's feet. The king was pleased because David saved Israel. David married the princess and became the king of Israel. Now, children, I hope you can see keywords came. You have to write these keywords also under the same heading, meanings. Okay, children? Now, children, story continues. King Saul dressed David in heavy armor to protect him, but David off and said it was so heavy he could hardly walk. And also he knew that God would save him. Instead, David went to a stream nearby and found 5 smooth stones. Put them in his pouch around his waist, and with his sling he went to Goliath. As David approached Goliath, Goliath looked at David and said, "King of Israel has sent a small boy to fight against me. I will cut off his head and give it to wild animals." But David was not afraid. He prayed to God and replied to him, "I am only a boy, but I will kill you and give your body to wild animals." When Goliath heard these words, he ran towards David. David quickly pulled out a stone and put it into his slingshot and shot it at Goliath. The stone had hit him right between his eyes, and suddenly Goliath started to lose his balance. He fell with a loud cry. David ran and took the giant's sword and cut off his head with it. David brought the giant's head and put it at the king's feet. The king was pleased because David saved Israel, and at last David got married with the king's daughter and became the king of Israel. Children, now let's see what we have learned from this story. Never get afraid in tough situation. Be bold and courageous. Always have faith in God. He will help us to find our way. Okay, children? I hope you enjoyed the story. Read it as many times as you can. Learn hard words, their spellings and meanings. Okay, children? Now, children, let's see activity 8. What did they say? Read the story and find out. Write it in the appropriate speech bubble. Now, children, let's see solution of activity 8. Now children, here comes activity 9A. Imagine that after defeating Goliath, David wants to throw a party. So he invites his best friend Samson. Read the dialogue and fill the gaps with words you think are appropriate. So children, let's see solution of activity 9A. Now children, here comes activity 10. Guru Drona was a teacher of the Pandavas. There are many interesting anecdotes related to the lessons he taught to the Pandavas. Enact any one of them the classroom. Children, anecdotes means story about a real incident or person, and enact means to act or to perform. Okay children? Now children, we will enact it in the classroom when we will meet. Okay children? Now children, I hope you enjoyed this story. Remember one thing, the teachings of such type of stories will help us lifelong. So children, read the story, complete your notebooks, activities and worksheets. Okay children, now we will meet in the next session with a new chapter. Till then, bye-bye.